for Blackburn Rovers this past weekend to keep themselves right in the thick of things in their playoff race. But what about the chasing pack? How did they get on? We'll take a little look next. Today we look forward to match day number 36, I think, over in the Championship, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We got it all here, boys, under one roofski. That's right, Rovers back to winning ways, but so did bloody Bournemouth. Maintain their top two status, and of course Fulham do what they do, and that continue to win. Of course, we'll take a look at it, all of it in a minute. Of course, and when I say that, I mean we're looking back at the results, looking forward, of course, to the next round of matches, and of course bring you bang up to date with the prediction league. We'll get to that in a second. Big shout out to my VIPs there, the patrons, guys. Thank you for your love and, of course, behind the scenes. But anyway, let's get into it. Right then, folks, let's kick it on forward and take a little look back at how we all got on last time around. Of course, kicking on with Bournemouth against Stoke. Of course, left it late with a 2-1 win for Bournemouth to maintain their top two status. Meanwhile, Birmingham did lose at home to Huddersfield Town. Of course, they're up. They were second for a moment, but of course they remain in third. Rovers, of course, maintained their top six status with a massive 1-0 win over QPR, and I'm glad that I was wrong on that one. Blackpool, of course, they smashed Reading. Tom Ince's boys come crashing back down to all earth. Their 4-1 winner for Blackpool. Cardiff did lose at home to Fulham. Of course, they did. Coventry with a 1-1 draw against Preston. Called it, lads. Absolutely called it. Meanwhile, 3-2 wins for Barnsley over Middlesbrough. Wow, wee wow. Goals galore on that badger. Meanwhile, Millwall did pick up a win against Sheffield United. And like I said, I thought they could squeeze one there. Luton Town with a 1-0 win over Derby. Forest with a 2-0 win over Bristol City. And Peterborough did lose to Hull City in a bit of a stinker down there. And West Brom against Swansea is to be played. I'm coming at you now. The turnaround time between the West Brom and this. So basically, we're double dipping on this one. I went with a 1-0. You'll be able to get it in tomorrow if I get these videos out in time. So, yeah. Whatever, Trevor. So this is the table as it stands, I believe. Fulham, of course, 70 points on the board. Of course, Bournemouth are in 61 points. But games in hand, though. Of course, Huddersfield are in third, and Rovers are in fourth. Within touching distance of third, and a game in hand on Huddersfield. So remember that, guys. Keep your eye to fifth right now. 1 point clear difference between themselves and Rovers. Luton up to sixth. Wow. Game in hand as well. Win that, they could go as high as fourth. Of course, depending on goal difference and all that kind of stuff. Down the foot, Peterborough, Derby, and Barnsley going down, but big push for Barnsley right now. Of course, they've got game in hand on Reading. They could go down. Cardiff could get sucked into it. We just don't know. Let's take a look at what have I done here? What have I bloody done here? Let's get on forward then. Of course, these are the winners of the prediction league for this past week. Is that right? There you go. Damien Evan picks up 9 bins there, boys. Well done, Damien Evan. Shane O'Donnell up there with in second spot with 8, and a whole host of yours in the thick of things with 7. I'm not going to go through those names because there's a bunch, and I've got to do a lot of talking today. So here we go. Let's take a look at the mini leaderboard. Take a little look at it, and it is Shane O'Donnell, 67 bins, boys. Well done to you. Whoop. Kicking ass and taking names, and of course the chasing pack. It is, of course, the dawn of a new month, so that means we need to wrap up who won the predictor of the month for the month of February. Well, that is it's the person who if you accumulate the most points in the month of February, you can be multiple winners, and you can win multiple months. And at the end of it, if you're in the wall of shame or the wall of fame, at the end of it, one of those names will be selected to win a prize. But this is Shane O'Donnell. Well done to you, sir. You, of course, joined the likes of Deepak the Great, Winky, Ivan Stringer, David Evan, Vincent Hong, DJC, 86, and Creamy Jordan. Cool name there. Take a look at the master leaderboard then. Again, it's not 100%. You might have a double bubble in there, but for the time being, it is Shane O'Donnell, 184 points. Let's give him a bow, guys. He is doing kicking ass and taking names. Hans Worst, Deepak the Great up there in the power tree, brother. But it could all change in, of course, the next round of matches, which I've got coming at you right here, right now. Cut the Championship, get amongst it. Get your name in lights. There we are. Of course, we have the West Brom game against Swansea. We're going to do that again. Plus the midweek game with Cardiff against Derby. We've included that. And then a whole host of games following on. So let's get into deep end. Talking about Monday night. Technically, this is February, but whatever. Screw you. Screw that lot. Played each other 22 times 2008, of course, over at the Hawthorns. 8 wins for West Brom, 10 wins for Swansea, and 4 draws, of course. West Brom, though, haven't won the last 6 games. 8% form for them right now. Up against the Swansea side of 1-2, lost 2, 33% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around, though, at West Brom was a 5-1 win for the Baggies back in December 2019. That was in the Championship. The reverse fixture over in Wales was, of course, 2-1 win for Swansea back in October. Swansea picked up a 4-0 loss against Sheffield United. Of course, West Brom did lose to Middlesbrough, 2-1 win last time around. The odds for this one, 4-3 on is your West Brom, 4-1 is your away win. That's Swansea, and 5-2 is your quite tight. This one going to go with a 2-1 win for the Baggies to get the first win with Brucey Boy. Kicking off into Tuesday night is Cardiff up against Derby. Bit of a relegation 6-point. Of course, big win for Derby would put Cardiff in right on win the shitter. Played each other 30 times 2003, 12 wins for Cardiff, 8 wins for Derby, and 10 draws. Of course, just 1 win and 5 there for Cardiff right now, 42% form. Up against the Derby side, who have just 1 win and 4 for them, 33% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around over in Cardiff, it was a 4-day win for Cardiff back in March 2021. That was in the Championship. They've yet to play each other at Pride Park, so that's of course to look forward to as well. So they've got to play each other twice in the course of the remaining games. Meanwhile, Cardiff pick up a 1-0 loss against Fulham. And of course, Derby did lose to Luton Town last round. The odds on this one, though, Cardiff are even Stevens for the victory, 3-1 is your win. That's Derby, and 11-5 is your draw. 1-0 win for Cardiff on this one, which will extend their gap between themselves and the drop. Kicking on forward, it will be Bristol City up against Birmingham. Let's get in the deep end on this one over at Thrashton Gate. This is on the weekend. It is on Saturday at Thrashton Gate. Played each other 23 times in 1993. 4 wins for Bristol City, 15 wins for Birmingham, and 4 draws. Just 1 win and 4 for them right now. Bristol City, 33% form up against the Birmingham side, who have just 1 win and 6, 25% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around, though, over at Thrashton Gate was a 1-0 win for Birmingham. That was back in December 2020. The reverse fixture over at St Andrews back in November. That was a 3-0 win for the Brummies. Meanwhile, Birmingham did come into this on the back of a 2-0 loss against Huddersfield Town. Of course, Bristol City did lose to Nottingham Forest. Of course, meanwhile, the odds for the Battle of the Bees, of course, is 11-10 is your Bristol City, 25 is your draw, and 25 is your away win. That's Birmingham. Quite tight here. Going to go with 2-1 for the hosts. Let's get back to anyways. Of course, kicking off forward, it will be Derby up against Barnsley over at Pride Park. Of course, locking horns for the 33rd time. The previous 32, 14 was the Derby, 10 was the Barnsley, and 8 draws. Big week for Derby, it is really. 33% form for Derby right now, winning 2 of the last 6. They will also lose against Cardiff. Up against the Barnsley side, won 3 of the last 4. Of course, 50% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around in Derby was a 2-0 win for Barnsley. That was back in November 2020. The reverse fixture at Oakwell was, of course, a 2-1 win for Barnsley back in November. Derby pick up a 1-0 loss against Luton. They will also lose to Cardiff. Meanwhile, Barnsley coming in just on the back of a 3-2 win over Middlesbrough, and actually back-to-back wins as well. Kicking on forward, though, on the odds, 2019 on is your Derby, 11-5 is draw, and 3-1 is your away win. That's Barnsley. Going to go with a 1-0 win for Derby and a first win in a long, long time. Kicking on forward, it is the game of the day. It is Fulham. It is Rovers. It'll be at Craven Cottage, and we'll have a watch along on this one. Of course, the leaders up against 4th place Rovers. Played 35 times since 1989. 13 wins for Fulham, 15 wins for Rovers, and 7 draws, of course. Fulham winning 4 of the last 5, 67% form up against the Rovers side, just 1 win and 6 of them, 33% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around at Craven Cottage, it was a 2-0 win for Fulham back in August 2019. That was, of course, back in the Championship. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture at Ewood Park, it was just a cheeky 0-0 win in the end. Kicking off forward, though, Cardiff did run them close with a 1-0 loss. Fulham picking up the W, and Rovers pick up a 1-0 win of a QPR last time around. The odds here, 15-8 on is your Fulham, 16-5 is your draw, and 5-1 is your long shot. This is Rovers on this one. I'm going to go with on paper here. Going to go with a 2-0 for Fulham, but I hold the yearning inside for revenge and bittersweetness. I think there could be a surprise here, but I'm going to go with my brain says a 2-0 win for the points. For the points, going to go with a 2-0 win for Fulham, but really deep down in my gut, I think something could be a foot in that game. Something a little bit special could be in that game for us. Anyway, kicking off forward, it'll be Middlesbrough up against Luton Town at the Riverside. Of course, now these two sides have played each other, according to my eyes, 9 times since 1993. 2 was Borough, 3 for the Hatters, and 4 draws. Of course, Middlesbrough just 1 win and 3 for them, 58% form up against the Luton Town side, just 1 defeated past 6, 83% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around though, at the Riverside was a 1-0 win for Middlesbrough back in December 2020. The reverse fixture over at Kenilworth Road was a 3-1 win for Luton. Wow. Meanwhile, Middlesbrough pick up a 3-2 loss against Barnsley. Luton picking up a 1-0 win over Derby. Yeah, one of the 14 sides at the moment. Of course, coming at you though, Middlesbrough, it's 2017 on for the victory, 25 is draw, and 65 is your away win. That's Luton Town. Going to go with a 3-1 win for Borough to smash up that form book into pieces. Kicking off always Reading up against Millwall. That's right, the Matchday. Now these two sides have played each other 31 times since 1994. 50 wins for Reading, 9 wins for Millwall, and 7 draws. Of course, Reading just 1 defeated past 4 for them, 42% form. Up against the Millwall side who've won 4 and about 75% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around at the Matchday was a 2-1 win for Millwall back in February 2021. The reverse fixture over at the Den was a 1-0 win for Millwall back in November. Millwall pick up a 1-0 win over Sheffield United. Of course, Reading pick up a 4-1 loss against Blackpool last time around. The odds on this one though, Reading are 9-5 with the victory, 29-20 is your Millwall, and 9-4 is your draw. Going to go with a 1-1 draw here. Millwall won't be happy with that, but of course Reading will be gracious for the point. Kicking on forward is Huddersfield Town up against Peterborough. Of course, the surprise package in the league, they're going to be taking place on Friday. Don't think it's on Sky, but we'll see. Played 12 times 2003, 4 was Huddersfield, 5 for Peterborough, and 3 draws, of course. Huddersfield come to this on the back of it's weird because I think they must be playing the FA Cup, might have skewed up the fixture list. Anyway, Huddersfield unbeaten in how knows, I don't know, a long time right now. An 83% form for them, winning 4 of the last 6 against Peterborough side who've just haven't won in the last 6 games. 8% form for them at the moment. Of course, last round at the John Smith's Kirklees McAlpine Stadium was a 2-2 draw back in, of course, April 2013 in the Championship. The reverse fixture over at Peterborough was a 1-1 draw back in November. Huddersfield pick up a 2-0 win over Birmingham last round. Peterborough pick up a 3-0 loss against Hull, of course. And Peterborough, like I said, have got Manchester City waiting in the wings as well. So the odds on this one coming at you: Huddersfield 2-1 on for the victory, 6-1 is your long shot as Peterborough, and 3-1 is your draw. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Huddersfield on this one to take it to the house. Kicking on forward is Hull City up against West Brom at the KCOM, of course. A big win, of course, past week for Hull. West Brom, of course, coming to this on the back of a win in my eyes. They show that 18 times done, 6 forms for Hull, 10 was for West Brom, and 4 draws. Of course, just 1-6 though for Hull right now. 33% form because the West Brom side, of course, prior to this week, of course, without winning at least 6 games, 8% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time at the KCOM was a 1-0 win for West Brom. It's back in November 2019. The reverse fixture, of course, at the Baggies at the Hawthorns was a 1-0 win for West Brom back in November. Of course, Hull picked up a 3-0 win over Peterborough. Of course, West Brom did lose to Butter, but bounced back with a win over Swansea in my eyes. 13-5 is your Hull, 9-4 is your draw, 11-10 on is your West Brom on this one. Going to go with a 1-1 draw on this one. Not the greatest, but another point in the bag for them. Kicking off was Preston now against Bournemouth, of course, over at Deepdale. Now these two sides have played each other 9 times in 2011. 4 wins for the Nobbers, 3 for the Cherries, and 2 draws, of course. Preston just 1 defeated past 6 for them, 58% form. Meanwhile, Bournemouth grinding out results, of course. 4 wins at the past 5, 67% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time at Deepdale was a draw back in March 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, over in Bournemouth was a 2-1 win for Preston back in November. Of course, Preston pick up a draw against Coventry. Of course, Bournemouth pick up a 2-1 win over Stoke on this one. The odds on this one: 12-5 is your Preston, 11-10 is your Bournemouth, and 12-5 is your draw. I'm going to go with a surprise here. 2-1 for Preston, of course, making a push for the players themselves and denting Bournemouth's hopes as well. I've just been. Preston have been good, decent, clinical, or at least grinding out results. Bournemouth have been a bit lucky with some of the results, but of course getting them in the end, which of course is the tale of champions, you would say. Meanwhile, kicking off force QPR against Cardiff at Loftus Road. Now these two sides have played each other 28 times, 2002, 15 wins for QPR, 8 wins for Cardiff, and 5 draws. Just 1-6 there for QPR right now, 33% form up against the Cardiff side, who have just 1-5 for them, 42% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time round over at Loftus Road was a 3-2 win for QPR back in October 2020. The reverse fixture, of course, over in Wales was of course a 1-0 win for QPR back in November. QPR picked up a loss against Blackburn last time round. Of course, Cardiff picked up a loss against Fulham as well. Cardiff also taking place against Derby midweek and coming to on the back of a win in my eyes. Even Stevens is your QPR, 12-5 is your draw, 11-4 is your away win. That is, of course, Cardiff on this one. Going to go with QPR to win this one. 2-1 win for them on the Spa Boy. Then we have Sheffield United up against Nottingham Forest. Bit of a zinger on a Friday night. Of course, March the 4th. Played each other 30 times since 1997. 10 wins for Sheffield United. Of course, 9 wins for Forest and 11 draws. Of course, United just 1 defeated past 6 of them, 67% form up against the Forest side. Also 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them over the last 6. Last time around at Bramall Lane was a 2-0 win for Sheffield United back in April 2019. The reverse fixture over at the City Ground, of course, was back in November and was a 1-1 draw. Sheffield United pick up a 1-0 loss against Millwall. Forest pick up a 2-0 win over Bristol City and coming to us on back-to-back clean sheets. The odds though for this one: Sheffield United even Stevens for the victory, 9-4 is your draw, and 14-5 is your away win. That is Forest. Going to go with a 1-1 draw myself for this one and point split, and I think probably no one's going to be happy with that, are they? Kicking off forward, Stoke City. They are going to be taking on Blackpool, of course, the Tangerines over at the Bet365, of course. Scheduled to take place this weekend as well. Did we say Blackpool? That's right, of course. Locking horns on the 5th of March. 7 times they played each other since 2007. 4 wins for Stoke, 1 for Blackpool, and 2 draws. Stoke, though, without a win in the last 4 games, 50% form up against the Blackpool side, who have just won once the past 5 for them, 50% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around, though, at Stoke, in the league, it was a 1-0 win for Blackpool back in December 2010. That was in the Premier League, might I add. However, they also played each other back in August 2020 in the EFL Cup as a 5-4 win for Stoke. The reverse fixture, of course, at Bloomfield Rovers, a 1-0 win for Stoke as well. Stoke did lose to Bournemouth last time, and Blackpool will give a 4-1 win over Reading. The odds, got basic odds on this one. I've lost them right now. The odds go in favour of Stoke are your favourites for this one, but of course, they've also got Crystal Palace midweek in the FA Cup. Going to go with a win for Stoke here, 2-1 win for them over Blackpool. to get themselves back in the hunt, maybe for playoffs as well. And then finally, Swansea up against Coventry City over in Wales. Now, these two sides have played each other 9 times, 2008, 5 wins for Swansea, another for Coventry, and 4 draws. Of course, Swansea, though, winning 2, losing 2 of the last 4, 33% form up against Coventry side, who lost once in the past 6, 67% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around in Wales, there was 1 win for Swansea. That's back in February 2021. The reverse fixture over at the Rico was a 2 win for Swansea as well. Coming at you, though, last time around, Swansea pick up a 4-0 loss against Sheffield United. They'll take on West Brom as well, but they'll lose. And of course, Coventry pick up a draw against Preston. The odds for this one, 11-8 is your Swansea, 12-5 is your draw, 15-8 is your Coventry. Quite tight. Must possibly a draw. Nope, 2-0 for Swansea for me on this one. That's it, guys. If you think you are a football nerd and want to get involved with it, well, go here and put your picks in. Of course, you could be the winner of the prediction of the month for the month of March, or getting amongst it anyway. And of course, if you want to get in the hot seat and join me as a co-commentator, co-pundit, co-presenter, let me know down below. Better still, smash me up on the thumbs up over on Twitter and do me that way. Until then, guys, see you soon for the next one. Of course, good luck to you guys this week, unless your name is Fulham. But until then, guys, I'll see you soon for the next one. For now, we are done.